allow the two
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego diary political, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power. Over naira, see them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego diary political, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo.
Apologies once again. Apologies to every one of you because the audio was muted. I've just changed that. Thank you so much for joining me. As you are joining, please read beyond the description, okay? Please read read beyond the caption. Read the description as well. Like it. Share this. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. Tell everyone that needs to know that Mayegu today. And yes, only you too. And yes, and yes,
Ijó ìgbádùn yẹn. Àyẹ̀ ti ra ní. Presido Farufin o. Àyẹ̀ ti ra ní.
Thiefnubu has now declared war on Nigerians. The much awaited speech has further added fuel to the anger of Nigerians. Thiefnubu has dared Nigerians. Stop your protest. Go back home. Or else. Or else what? People have dared him and the protest continues. But today, again, I was apologizing for the late start initially, but the audio was kind of so muted. I apologize for that again, right? Thank you so much for joining me from wherever you are joining us this moment. This is Mayegun, and this is live. I have come again with the compilation of what happened in Nigeria, starting from last night. Nigerians are on the streets demanding for the reversal of policies that have made them poorer. The policies that have reduced their purchasing power as promised by Thiefnubu. Policies that have kept them unsafe. Policies that are killing them. These are clearly stated. So people were asking, why was Thiefnubu quiet? Others said, well, they were planning evil. If they were quiet, that means they were not actually looking into whatever you're doing than planning evil. In the last 3 days, Thiefnubu's government has shown that it is not the government of the people. It is actually the government of the cabal, by the cabal, for the mafia. It's obvious. Rather than look into these genuine demands, Thiefnubu and his gang, state governors, they have been spending money to bribe the same poor people from expressing their rejection of the policy that made them poor. All these have been so counterproductive. They have been intimidating and threatening. Ladies and gentlemen, courageous Nigerians defied all of this. They still trooped out. What did Thiefnubu and gang, what did they do? They hired the same poor people to go and disrupt that peaceful protest, loot shops, right? Vandalize properties, so that they can have something to say the protest is violent. People keep pushing out evidence of this paid. In fact, those that were paid to go and disrupt peaceful protest, some of them got to the protest ground and they joined. They started confessing their ownership. Thiefnubu and gang, they were not done. They mobilized the police. They told the military to be on standby. All to intimidate the people to accept whatever they are offered. No choice, take it. We know what you want. We know what you deserve. You don't understand anything. Just endure this. In a democracy, the Nigerian police have killed, it's now confirmed, the Nigerian police have now killed over 40 people. No joke. 40 people have been killed in the last 4 days. Now that is a crime. And Thiefnubu and his gang, they are not backing down. They want to do more. So when Thiefnubu recorded his now underwhelming speech, that they said if he speaks to the people, maybe if he makes some concessions, look into all of these things, if genuinely you are actually putting this policy, you put this policy together for the people, and the same people are hungry, right? Their issue is deeper than hunger. But right now, they do not want to hear anything about policy than cut down the hunger. And they are so clear on what you should do in case if Thiefnubu don't know what to do. They are so clear. But the problem is that it won't do it. I told you, all your demands are like asking your ruling class, your elite, your stinking, dirty elite in Nigeria. It's like asking them, right, to hang themselves if you read those demands. As simple as those demands are, these guys have grown so greedy, selfish, and indifferent, also insensitive. They are in their own world. And right now, it is only a revolution of the people that can bring them back to sanity a little bit or get rid of them entirely. So thiefnubu recorded a speech. That speech made it to the social media 6 hours before the expected broadcasts. A lot of people were shocked that how could they leak the thiefnubu speech? This can't be a speech. A lot of them were like, no, this is not it. It's fake news. Some even came to Mayegun's diary Political to abuse me. I want weary. You came to Mayegun's diary Political to abuse me for telling you that this is what thiefnubu was. This is what thiefnubu will tell you, in case if you don't know. Then 6 hours later, thiefnubu was reading the exact speech that a lot of them had already. That has now handed to the anger. I have to tell you this for free. Today is not a day of protest. In case if you are wondering, people didn't come out. Why did not people come out again? What is this? Is this how to protest? If you are one of the protesters, you won't say that. You are probably one of the keypad warriors who are giving ideas on number one, Nigerians are slaves. Abi? Then when they came out, protest cannot fix anything. Instead of protest, they should do revolution. Still on your phone. You are still on your phones telling them that. Now, when you now saw that, this thing is big, then you are like, no, they should go to that place. Still on your phone. Right now, today, you are feeling like you are justified. See, there is no, they are not out. Is this out of protest? No. Today is not a day of protest. Like, today is like, take your protest to your churches, and if you can even bring your church to the streets, do that. Tomorrow, Nigeria will witness what is called total shutdown gradually. I am saying it to you now. You don't have to believe me, okay? thiefnubu is like saying the die is cast now. You need to leave the streets. Right now, people are like, really? He is more concerned about properties destroyed than the lives lost. I commiserate with the family of these people. He didn't even know their names. The president of Nigeria, who ordered his policemen to kill Nigerians because they are hungry. That president didn't even know a name of those people killed. Right? It was like reading a love letter or a 2027 campaign. I'm sorry that I am going to start from the boring part. That is going to be the thiefnubu speech. Then we'll go to the interesting part when I'm going to show you what happened across Nigeria today and what is expected tomorrow. I'll show you all of that tonight. So please share this broadcast, okay? Invite those who should be here, right? Tell all of them that Mayegun is live. So we'll start with this. I'm apologizing in advance. Rather than get bored, I advise you to get angry. Your anger is now legit. Listen to me. The criminals ruining Nigeria, they are very selfish. Their elite, they are so selfish as well. That is why you will begin to see their elite who are somehow, they are beginning to feel the impact of what you are doing because they are feeling uncomfortable. Some of them are becoming inconvenienced, right? So when thiefnubu released that nonsense speech, some of them are beginning to advise the same poor people. Now the president said, okay, go home. You should all leave the streets now because we know that the military can begin to kill people. Now we will be counting all the people killed by thiefnubu and it will make it worse. Inshallah. When the people finally break into, somebody said, you, this Mayegun, you are the one inciting the people. Exactly. If Mayegun has to incite the people to become selfish too, you need to be selfish. You, the poor people, they say, you take everything, don't you? They are elites who actually share from the looting of the country, right? They are becoming uncomfortable. So isn't that something good? So if that makes them uncomfortable until you get what you want, then that's a positive incitement. Peaceful protest. Yabi? Now let's go get angry together. Really angry, I mean angry, not bored. Here, thiefnubu, the first part. I've put all this in parts, okay? Here is the first part of what thiefnubu said this morning.
My fellow Nigerians, I speak to you today with a heavy heart and sense of responsibility, aware of the turmoil and violent protests unleashed in some of our states. Notably, among the protesters were young Nigerians who desired a better and more progressive country where their dreams, hope, and personal aspiration will be fulfilled. I am especially pained by the loss of lives in Borno, Jigawa, Kano, Kaduna, and other states, the destruction of facilities in some states, and the wanton looting of supermarkets and shops, contrary to the promise of protest organizers that the protest will be peaceful across the country. The destruction of properties set us back as a nation, as scarce resources will be again used to restore them. I commiserate with the families and relations of those who have died in the protest. We must stop further bloodshed, violence, and destruction. As the president of this country, I must ensure public order in line with the constitutional oath to protect the lives and property of every citizen. Our government will not stand idly by and allow a few with a clear political agenda to tear this nation apart. Under the circumstances, I hereby enjoin protesters and the organizers to suspend any further protest and create room for dialogue, which I have always acceded to at the slightest opportunity. Nigeria requires all hands on deck and need us all, regardless of age, party, tribe, religion, or other divides, to work together, reshaping our destiny as a nation. To those who have taken undue advantage of this situation to threaten any section of this country, be warned. The law will catch up with you. There is no place for ethnic bigotry or such threats in the Nigeria we seek to build. Our democracy progresses when the constitutional rights of every Nigerian are respected and protected. Our law enforcement agencies should continue to ensure full protection of life and properties of innocent citizens in a responsible manner. My vision for our country is one of a just and prosperous nation where each person may enjoy the peace, freedom, and meaningful livelihood that only democratic good governance can provide. One that is open, transparent, and accountable to the Nigerian people. For decades, our economy has remained anemic and taken a dip because of many misalignments that have stunted our growth. Just over a year ago, our dear country, Nigeria, reached a point where we couldn't afford to continue the use of temporary solutions to solve long-term problems for the sake of now and our unborn generations. I therefore took the painful yet necessary decision to remove fuel subsidy and abolish multiple foreign exchange system, which had constituted a noose around the economic jugular of our nation and impede our economic development and progress. These actions block the greedy and the profit that smugglers and rent seekers made. They also block the undue subsidy we had extended to our neighboring countries to the detriment of our people, rendering our economy prostrate. These decisions are made were necessary if we must reverse the decades of economic mismanagement that didn't serve us well. Yes, I agree, the buck stops on my table, but I can assure you that I am focused fully on delivering the governance to the people, good governance for that matter. In the past 14 months, our government has made significant strides in rebuilding the foundation of our economy to carry us into a future of plenty and abundance. On the physical side, aggregate government revenue has more than doubled, hitting over 9.1 trillion naira in the first half of 2024, compared to the first half of 2023, due to our efforts at blocking leakages, introducing automation, and mobilizing funds creatively without additional burden on the people. Productivity is gradually increasing in the non-oil sector, reaching new levels and taking advantage of the opportunities in our current economic ambience. My dear brothers and sisters, we have come this far, coming from a place where our country spent 97% of all our revenue on debt service. We have been able to reduce that to 68% in the last 13 months. We have also cleared legitimate outstanding foreign exchange obligations.
Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
That's called you. Like I told you, instead of you to get bored, I advise you to get angry. You are not the ones out there to burn properties. thiefnubu and his gang, they are sponsoring thugs. I've been showing you videos anyway. I'm going to show you more videos this evening. So don't rush. thiefnubu has killed over 40 protesters. That is to his name. 40. They killed over 10 people in Kano yesterday. 12 people exactly were killed in Kano yesterday by thiefnubu's policemen. One of them was even bragging, I will kill you. I'll kill all of you today. Nothing will happen, he said. His thugs, they were slapping and beating people up in Lagos today, including journalists. Nobody is spared. So right there on your screen is a man who is a narcissistic, what do you call it? Narcissistic tyrant. A pure mafiasco, sort of. And some people said, listening to what is the rubbish, the gibberish is kind of spewing, they could kind of hear Dele Alake from his mouth. And I probably kind of agree too. The president of Nigeria is sponsoring armed thugs to invade peaceful protests. And not only that, to vandalize public property, people's properties, loot shops, so that they can use that as a leverage to say the protest is violent. His policemen are sort of, they are kitted with warlike gears. Policemen are walking about with hand grenade to protest ground. I mean, come on. So that's the first 7 minutes, and nothing about your demand is mentioned other than just the loss of properties. He's not even concerned about the loss of lives. He says something about bigotry. I'm going to get to that part too in this broadcast, where thiefnubu's cell of bigots is crumbling. Igbo must go in Yoruba land is crumbling too. Thiefnubu is about to face something that he never anticipated. Somebody said February last year, he said, you see this your charade elections, it is bought and paid for. But at the end of the day, the person that is buying this election want to force himself to be president. He will become that president. But you know what will happen? Nigeria will be like sand in their hands. Baba, I searched for that video yesterday and I saw it and I'm like, oh, wow. That makes sense now. Is Nigeria not like sands in their hands right now? They wanted power by all means. They killed for it. They compromised all institutions that could checkmate them. Now they have a state capture on their hands, right? And the whole thing is becoming worthless in their hands. But they still won't let go, will they? No, they won't easily. Here is the other parts. Again, don't get bored. Get mad. Get angry. And pick out the reason why, if you have not joined yet, now you may have your reason why to join. It's not a campaign speech, ladies and gentlemen. This is the speech of Nigeria president addressing the country of supposed 200 million people, which over 150 million of them are living below. It's like living in the dungeon of poverty, multi-dimensional poverty. Now, the people who are now tired are being brutalized, assaulted on the street and killed. And their president, after 4 days, is talking to them. Let's continue. So don't get bored. Get mad. Get your own reason now. Pick your own reason. If you haven't joined before, you will join now because of this cancer graduate.
Outstanding foreign exchange obligations of about 5 billion without any adverse impact on our programs. This has given us more financial freedom and room to spend more money on you, our citizens, to fund essential social services like education and healthcare. It has also led to our state and local government receiving highest allocation ever in our country's history from the Federation account. We have also embarked on major infrastructure projects across the country. We are working to complete inherited projects critical to our economic prosperity, including roads, bridges, railways, power and oil and gas development. Notably, the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway and Sokoto-Badagry Highway projects will open up 16 connecting states, creating thousands of jobs and boosting economic output through trade, tourism, and cultural integration. Our once declining oil and gas industry is experiencing a resurgence on the back of the reforms I announced in May 2024 to address the gaps in the Petroleum Industry Act. Last month, we increased our oil production to 1.61 million barrels per day, and our gas assets are receiving the attention they deserve. Investors are coming back, and we have already seen 2 foreign direct investments signed over $500 million since then. Fellow Nigerians, we are a country blessed with both oil and gas resources, but we met a country that had been dependent solely on oil-based petrol, neglecting its gas resources to power the economy. We were also using our hard-earned foreign exchange to pay for and subsidize the use. To address this, we immediately launched our compressed natural gas initiative, CNG, to power our transportation economy and bring us down. This will save over 2 trillion naira a month being used to import PMS and AGO and free up our resources for more investment in healthcare and education. To this end, we'll be distributing 1 million kits of extremely low or no cost to commercial vehicles that transport people and goods and who currently consume 80% of imported PMS and AGO. We have started the distribution of conversion kits and setting up of conversion centers across the country in conjunction with the private sector. We believe that this CNG initiative will reduce transportation costs by approximately 60% and help to curb inflation. Our administration has shown its commitment to the youth by setting up the student loan scheme. To date, 45.6 billion has already been processed for payment to students and their respective institutions. I encourage more of our vibrant youth population to take advantage of this opportunity. We established the Consumer Credit Corporation with over 200 billion to help Nigerians to acquire essential products without the need for immediate cash payment, making life easier for millions of households. This will consequently reduce corruption and eliminate cash and opaque transactions. This week, I ordered the release of an additional 50 billion naira, each for NEL Fund, the student loan, and credit corporation for the proceeds of crime recovered by the EFCC. Additionally, we have secured $620 million under the Digital and Creative Enterprises, IDICE, a program to empower our young people, creating millions of IT and technical jobs that will make them globally competitive. This program, including the 3 million technical talent scheme, unfortunately, one of digital centers was vandalized during the protests in Kano. What a shame. In addition, we have introduced the Skill Up Artisans Program, SUPER, the Nigerian Youth Academy, NIA, and the National Youth Talent Export Program, NATIP. Also, more than 570 billion has been released to the 36 states to expand livelihood support to their citizens, while 600,000 nano businesses have benefited from our nano grants. An additional 400,000 more nano businesses are expected to benefit. Furthermore, 75,000 beneficiaries have processed to receive our 1 million micro and small business single-digit interest loans starting this month. We have also built 10 MSME hubs within the past year created 240,000 jobs through them, and 5 more hubs are in progress, which will be ready by October this year. Payment of 1 billion each also have been made to large manufacturers under our single-digit loan to boost manufacturing output and stimulate growth. Aside the
Before they born you never seen this kind of abuse before. Tinubu, I must abuse you. Tinubu, number 1, Ogun Okiyopa. Tinubu number 2, Ogun Okiyoma. Tinubu number 3, Ogun Okiyo your children. Tinubu number 4, Ogun go bury all your family. Tinubu is a god to you. A god to you. Tinubu is a god to you.
Like I said, maybe I can use that to calm you down. I am happy that, yes, a lot of you are indeed upset because why? You are upset that somebody like that is insulting your own intelligence, right? Somebody is lying to your face. I told you before, for those of you who have been members of this temple for a while, I said it. I said, you will see them that all they know is propaganda, looting and propaganda. That they will use propaganda, choke you. That all of you will be asking yourself, are they talking about this Nigeria or another place? Because they will be lying and tell you that since they make pronouncement of something, right? That means that thing is happening. Then they will be telling you that if you can't see it, it's because you don't like them. Yeah. Now, a lot of you are seated there and more angrier instead of being bored, right? You wanted me to take him off your screen. Why are you going to remove this man from my screen and all that? Yes. Now, we will now need to channel that energy positively, right? To make these criminals uncomfortable. They don't deserve to be in any way enjoy any comfort. See, right now, if anybody call you enemy of Nigeria because you are not one of the zombies, right? That listen to that nonsense, okay? And then you went back to your house because thiefnubu don't talk. The real enemies of Nigeria started from thiefnubu. You know it. So they lie so much. They lie so much that they believe their lies. And if you fail to agree with the lies, then you are the enemy. He said a lot of nonsense. So rather than get so mad and screaming, oh my God, this man, now you would have to kind of calm down and channel that energy and let those people that they killed unjustly in Nigeria, you don't let them die in pain, in vain. The likes of thiefnubu only knows about blood and violence. They used some of them as thugs. If any of their thugs manage to see this video, or in fact, if you can cut out this video from 38 minutes to when I stop then, okay? Cut it out and share it among those who are willing tools in the hand of thiefnubu. During election, thiefnubu was mobilizing thugs. It was sharing threats and all of that. And during the election as well, the same thugs were used not only to intimidate his opposition, it is in fact to spread tribal hatred, which outlived the election itself. thiefnubu gave you money to go and threaten this or threaten that. Some of you collected the money and yeah, you go out there and you voted for him, Abi. I'm talking about those of you they used in disrupting election thugs. Election finished. They abandoned you. A lot of you are hungry now. Poorer. Now that the rest of the country that is feeling even worse are demanding for something better, the people that abandoned you for over 1 year after election, They now came back to say, hey, come, all of you, come. Oh, they want to take the power from us. Oh yeah, go and kill them, go and attack them. And again, you are back on the streets, doing the exact thing you did for them during elections. They didn't remember you. You are still suffering. You are still poor. If not worse. Then when people rise against them to make them responsible for their job, right? Now you are gathering people to go out there and cause another trouble, loot shops, vandalize properties, rob protesters, attack protesters, just like you did during the election. Oh, like, I don't know, your life don't spoil. It's only people whose life are sort of spoiled. They will be the one. There will be full ones. I mean, there will be food once. There will be food twice, thrice, and on like that. That's not an act of being smart or being intelligent or having any brain at all. You are shouting and you look on. You are threatening people everywhere. The last 1.5 years, your life has been like, Now that people are holding them responsible, you also want to join in but it's okay. So those of you who are already angry, again, let's recharge that anger. This is the last part of his nonsense. I have to play it.
Naira a month. 6 months ago in Kasana, Abuja, I inaugurated the first phase of our ambitious housing initiative, the Renew Hope City and Estate. This project is the first of 6 we have planned across the nation's geopolitical zones. Each of these cities will include a minimum of 1,000 housing units, with Kasana itself set to deliver 3,212 units. In addition to this city project, we are also launching the Renew Hope Estate in every state, each comprising 500 housing units. Our goal is to complete a total of 100,000 housing units over the next 3 years. This initiative is not only about providing homes, but also about creating thousands of jobs across the nation, as well as stimulating economic growth. We are providing incentives to farmers to increase food production at affordable prices. I have directed that tariffs and other import duties should be removed on rice, wheat, maize, sorghum, and drugs, and other pharmaceutical medical supplies for the next 6 months, in the first instance, to help drive down the prices. I have been meeting with our governors and key ministers to accelerate food production. We've distributed fertilizers. Our target is to cultivate more than 10 million hectares of land to grow what we eat. The federal government will provide all necessary incentives for this initiative, whilst the state provide the land, which will put millions of our people to work and further increase food production. In the past few months, we have also ordered mechanized farming equipment, such as tractors and planters, worth billions of naira from the United States, Belarus, and Brazil. I can confirm to you that the equipment is on the way. My dear Nigerians, especially our youths, I have heard you loud and clear. I understand the pain and the frustration that drive this protest, and I want to assure you that our government is committed to listening and addressing the concerns of our citizens. But we must not let violence and destruction tear our nation apart. We must work together to build a brighter future where every Nigerian can live with dignity and prosperity. The task before us is a collective one, and I am leading the charge as your president. A lot of work has gone into stabilizing our economy, and I must stay focused on ensuring that the benefits reached every single Nigerian as we promised. My administration is working very hard to improve and expand our national infrastructure and create more opportunities for our young people. Let nobody misinform and miseducate you about your country or tell you that your government does not care about you. Although there have been many dashed hopes in the past, we are in a new era of renewed hope. We are working hard, and the result will soon be visible and concrete for everyone to see, feel, and enjoy. Let us work together to build a brighter future for ourselves and for generations to come. Let's choose hope over fear, unity over division, and progress over stagnation. The economy is recovering. Please, don't shut out this oxygen. Now that we have been enjoying democratic governance for 25 years, do not let the extremists of enemies of democracy use you to promote an unconstitutional agenda that will set us back on our democratic journey. Forward ever, backward never. In conclusion, security operatives should continue to maintain peace, law, and order in our country, following the necessary Convention on Human Rights, to which Nigeria is a signatory. The safety and security of all Nigerians are paramount. Thank God and thank you for your attention. And may God continue to bless our great nation. Thank you very much. Naira.
We will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt.
I bring you a message of hope.
We are going to spend a lot of resources on education.
Now, you should be fine now, okay? Or not. Tinubu just told the police, he said they should continue to maintain peace. His policemen have killed over 40 protesters. Peaceful protesters. Tinubu's policemen have killed 43 people so far in 4 days. And he just told you there, don't let anybody use you. Have you seen the Kano protesters with what looked like a Russian flag? Well, there has been few conspiracy theories around that, so I will share with you in case if you have one yourself. Initially, when that popped out, and it was Russia. Okay, what is Russia flag doing in Kano? Some said, why are you asking that kind of question? Don't you know that the Arewa North and their cousins in Niger Republic, they have been tilting towards Russia because they are moving away from the West, because they believe that all the problems being faced by them is caused by the West. Okay, logically, that kind of make a sense. And say, okay, maybe that's their own political, they are leaning towards Russia, like their cousins. Then others came and said, no. Those people don't even know the flag they are holding. A northerner understand any flag. That is coming from mostly southerners who decided to create a conspiracy in order to dismiss it. They said, if it be the APC that gave them those flags so that they can further fill in the gap of when they said some foreign mercenaries, they were sponsoring the protests in Nigeria, that people shouldn't protest. So once you begin to see Russian flag, me, I'm not doing again. No, I'm not doing protest again. No. Russia. Which one is Russia flag now? Are they bringing Russia to this? Some said that. So that conspiracy theory sounded also a little bit logical, but no evidence. The only one that's finally read out is that northern Nigeria, especially Kano, they are so politically conscious as we speak that I'm talking about their population, not their elite, their population now. They are so politically conscious that they don't even mind Nigeria to break up anymore. Alone. They are beginning to feel like this whole problem that they are all facing in Nigeria is caused by their elites and their relationship with the West. The terrorism, poverty, and all of that they are suffering in northern Nigeria, they are all caused by their elite, ruling class, and the West. So if they have a chance, they will march with their cousins in Niger, Mali, Chad, and just tow the pathway to Russia. They said it. I'll show you the video themselves. So that theory of them not understanding the flag they are holding is now dismissed. They do know. They are politically conscious to that level. So don't make up any theory for them. Don't say because of Russian flag is because thiefnubu did the broadcast. No. It is just so you know, right? That you see the people on the streets right there. They are more aware of what is going on in Nigeria and all over the world than the criminal politicians in Nigeria will admit. And they are about to find out. A lot of you who have succumbed, the voluntary slaves, who have succumbed to the women caprices of your criminal leaders, living in their fear, living with your fear. A lot of you are going to come out of your shell soon. For now, you are waiting for them to crush them. You have no idea what is actually at the gates. So the police are still bragging. They claim to have, in fact, I will let you listen to this police report from last night, just so you know, that from now on, the policemen that were cooperating with you in your state and your protest ground and the rest, they are going to become hostile to you. They've started to become hostile again today. They've always been hostile from day one. But there are places where some of them just let everybody protested and peacefully there were no issues, right? But from today, when thiefnubu said they should maintain peace, they are not going after the violent thugs they paid and hired. They are coming after you. The only weapon you have is going to be your number. So listen to this police officer speaking on behalf of the IG. This is their police PRO. They are preparing for war, and they are not even regretting what they have done so far. They did it in 2020, remember? They got away with it. They did it in Abia State when they tried to kill Nnamdi Kano. They killed 28 youth. They got away with it. They did it in Obigbo, where they killed over 200 people. They got away with that too. They've been doing it in Imo. They've been doing it all over the place. I'm talking about the authority killing. Now they've set the stage. thiefnubu has set the stage. The dog whistle. Listen to this police officer and tell me that this is still going to be peaceful with these criminals.
The Nigeria Police Force finds it necessary to refute a recent report publicized by Amnesty International, which claims that 13 individuals have lost their lives due to the protests in Nigeria that began on 1st August 2024. Amnesty International further alleges that security personnel deliberately employed tactics designed to kill while managing gatherings and use firearms as a tactical tool for protest management. The Nigeria Police Force wishes to provide an accurate account of incidents from the first 2 days of the nationwide protest. In Borno State, 4 individuals lost their lives and 34 were severely injured in a terrorist attack by suspected Boko Haram and ISWAP elements who infiltrated the crowd of protesters and detonated an improvised explosive device IED. Additionally, an incident occurred involving an unregistered Honda Prelude car that ran into the protesters, resulting in the death of 2 civilians in Nasarawa State. The driver abandoned the vehicle and fled the scene. Although the vehicle was vandalized after the incident, it has been recovered and is currently in police custody. Efforts are ongoing to trace the driver and bring him to justice. There was another incident reported in Yauri local government area of Kebbi State, where a group of individuals mobilized to loot a shop. In the process, a local vigilante man shot and killed one of the looters. The Commissioner of Police in charge of Kebbi State is currently investigating the incident. This brings the total number of deaths recorded during the protest to 7. It is important to state that there were no other recorded fatalities during the protest apart from those mentioned above. However, incidences of armed robbery, arson, mischief, looting of public institutions and private businesses, destructions of both public and private property were recorded during the protest. Arrests were made with respect to these criminal incidences and a number of recoveries made from the suspects while the protest was going on. The Nigeria police personnel deployed to manage the protests have acted professionally, refraining from using lethal weapons. In instances where protesters became riotous, the police employed tear gas to disperse them. Even when our officers on lawful duty were attacked and injured, the police effected arrests using only tear gas, demonstrating utmost restraint. In an effort to combat the trend of crimes and criminality, the police have arrested a total of 681 individuals who committed various criminal offenses such as armed robbery, arson, mischief, and destructions of both public and private property. Dangerous weapons, including 2 AK-47 rifles and assorted live ammunition, were recovered from the so-called protesters. Additionally, stolen items such as furniture, electronics, phones, other various shop items, and vital infrastructures worth billions of naira were recovered from the arrested persons. Contrary to the circulating news, organizers of the protest or protesters were not arrested. Those in police custody are under investigation for clear connections to criminal activities. Furthermore, 9 police officers sustained various degrees of injuries during attacks by protesters. One of them, who initially was reported dead, miraculously survived but remains in critical condition. The ongoing protest has obviously turned violent. We therefore advise law-abiding citizens taking part in the protests across the country to immediately withdraw from it. This advice becomes necessary in view of the violence that has characterized the protest in the last 2 days. It is reasonably expected that peaceful protesters will have withdrawn from the protest that has turned violent. The Nigeria Police Force is committed to providing accurate information and ensuring the safety and security of all citizens during these challenging times. Here we have the figures of those arrested state by state. We have FCT, the 138 suspects arrested. The Nigeria Police Force finds it
nuisance lele.
Is one of those that will be arrested, okay, and he will be prosecuted by the time thiefnubu is in handcuffs. All right, yeah. Abobaku that is watching me, you are asking me to come back and lead it. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, have you not noticed that they don't need me to lead anything anymore? Nobody needs anybody to lead anything anymore. Have you not noticed? It's okay. When this dust will settle, I like the way thiefnubu is going. I do. I love it. It's unfortunate. Yes, this is going to happen. That person that said Nigeria will become a sand in their hands also said they will never want to let go. And in the process, there's going to be a massive protest that's going to hit Nigeria. A lot of people are going to die. However, all your murderers, all your killers, thiefnubu and the rest of them you see with authorities today, you are going to see them in chains. Abobaku, Umidada, you see those people they are shooting and killing, right? They are going, when they catch these guys, eventually, including that police officer, they will tie them in chains and they will then face the people's judgment for real. I like it when you probably feel like you are laughing, Abi. I'm going to ask you in a few days' time, who is laughing? Who is laughing now? You can laugh or you can right now. You won't laugh for long. Here, from Omoyele Sowore, speaking on this underwhelming, ridiculous, threatening speech of thiefnubu. And right now, it is like a gong call.
Sowore, please, what's your take on what we just saw on television right now?
We have nothing to do with the police telling us how to conduct ourselves. This is not the police strike. It's not policemen that are protesting. It's Nigerians who are tired and sick of the system of oppression, corruption, the poverty in the land, hunger, starvation, and insecurity. Those are the people protesting, not the police. The police have no right, and they know that, to tell people when to come to protest and when to leave. Their job is to stand by and protect the protesters and society. That's all their job. So they are, and you can hear him speaking arrogantly that they have been lawful so far, as if to tell us that they will start acting unlawfully. So that we take as a threat. But having said that, this is not a protest that concerns Lagos alone. It's happening nationwide. And as I've told you, today there's going to be some lull in activities because we're preparing for tomorrow. And a lot of meetings are holding, mobilizations are holding across the country regarding how this will fully resume tomorrow, Monday, August 5. Nothing more, nothing less. I don't know. The people who claim that that you saw, especially the guy in glasses, like I said, these are guys who infiltrate protests, try to present themselves as representatives of the protest, but they don't have anything to do with it. It is just like those people who they put together and were claiming on TV. I was here last Sunday when we brought a university student who said they pulled out of the protest. These guys were never part of the planning and implementation of the ongoing uprising. I don't want to call it a protest anymore. So there's nothing to address. We're planning for how to deal with the current socio-political situation in Nigeria that is stifling and crippling people. It's existential in nature. People are dying, and the government, in responding to this peaceful challenge, have come out and killed more people. And we want to make it very clear, because they were saying that the police said the president has addressed Nigerians. Nobody planned a protest for a whole month or beyond, only to come and be addressed. We didn't plan this protest to listen to a boring presidential address. We planned to address fundamental issues that we have submitted to the public, and none of those issues have been addressed, not a single one of them. And now we've added one more demand to it, which is that he must release all the people, all the persons detained across the country. Arrest all those policemen who were involved in killing DSS policemen in Kano, in Gombe, and wherever they kill people, and compensate everybody who had been killed, and investigate the reason why the police had to act this way. And most importantly, Monday in Abuja, people are going to go to the Eagle Square and call for the removal of the Minister of FCT, the Commissioner of Police there, and that's by Bennett Igwe and Nyesom Wike. And we ask that the current IG of police be put on retirement. He should go on early retirement. He's supposed to retire on September 4. 2024, but I think it's time for him to retire one month early, because these guys are clueless about security, and also for them to finally also retire the DG of DSS. Let me say this, just like in Kenya, this might change tone very quickly now that we understand that they have no intention or interest to address the issues that have been presented for the Nigerian public.
Sowore, please, what's your take on what we just saw on television right now?
I hope you get that. So I told you that I would love to see them mismanage this, because Bokwari did it. And according to them, he got away. So why is everybody screaming now? Why is everybody angry with me? Am I the first person that will deal with them this way? Currently, we have been told that thiefnubu may not even be in Nigeria right now. That recording was believed not to have been recorded in Abuja. So thiefnubu has already been smuggled out of Nigeria. Just same way Bokwari has been smuggled out of Daura. We don't know who they've taken Bokwari now. The protest got to his village. And with what thiefnubu just did, okay, a lot of you have no idea what tomorrow is going to be. And I think I do. You see all the people harmed by thiefnubu used during the elections, right? They are going to come out with the same determination of saying, we'll chase them. The police are going to be more loaded with with their little weapons and all that, right? And all these actions, the escalation of it, including the possibility of killings of the police and the rest of them, burning of police stations and burning of police vehicles, with what thiefnubu just did now, that is now inevitable tomorrow. To you, Diabo Bakus, you know something? Nigeria didn't start and stop in Lagos. And right now, there is another fire under so many of you right now. We are burning you from bottom with your bigotry, with your tribal divisive politics. So all of you who have been offended by the bigotry of thiefnubu and his foot soldiers, you are all going to have a reprieve soon. They will be dealt with. And some of them are beginning right now to even distance themselves from ronukus. No, I am a ronuku, but I don't want to be that ronuku. Everybody's now reading the terms and discovering that the bigotry they are sponsoring is so foolish and stupid, enough that only stupid people actually promote such. It's all happening. Guys, it's happening. So thiefnubu is not in Nigeria, we have been told. Okay? And if he's in Nigeria, he is not in Abuja. So which means somehow, these guys are playing with fire and they are pointing the fingers at a different, to a different direction. They are. I have something I want to share with you just before we go back to Nigeria and get to see what, in fact, let's go to Nigeria. We'll start from last night. You remember that video where they attacked the protesters in Kano? You have also heard about the protesters going about with their Russian flag, right? Now, a lot of stuff's in the mix as we speak. So what I'm going to do is that I have these clips, this collection of videos. I have them in two parts. So I picked the full clip. What really led, the movement that led to that short one you saw, them beating up, attacking the protesters yesterday. Now you see the type of them that will come out tomorrow. They won't be the ones that can be attacked the way you see in this video. So now let's go see the first part of what happened in Nigeria yesterday, the ones we missed, and what happened today as we speak. thiefnubu's policemen have already started harassing protesters, threatening them. It's thugs, they beat up protesters in Lagos. They slapped a journalist, Cable News, the Cable News also. They slap, I'll show you. So that will be the first part. But before we go to the second part, I'll key in that message I want you to listen to. This is coming from the Gen Z Nigeria. And I want to share that with all of you parents on this platform to let you know that if you still think there is a generation of those who are scared as you when you are them, and therefore they will listen to this, your scary, fearful advices. All of you should shout, don't listen to me. Nigeria has spoiled for so long. No be you go come fix them. Don't let them kill you. They will just kill you. Nothing will happen. Protests will not. You are dealing with a generation that is coming out of their shell, fully educated. And it's no education of your four wall of your classrooms. I'm talking about re-educated themselves to understand what is actually going on. So let's go to Nigeria, starting from Kano here, and then you see others.
Please, just I beg your pardon, but we want to go live to the live feed there at Ojota to hear what is being said there. Just give us a second and we'll be back to you, please.
Are they telling us to go out of this?
Wait, do you know what do you know what do you know what I want to do? I want to bring the area commander now. Let him address you.
Yes, listen to me. I'm one of the key leaders of this protest.
Okay, sir.
All right?
Yes, sir.
We are going to have a meeting by 11 o'clock. We don't want to see anybody now. We have had the president. When we have a meeting at 11 o'clock, we will get back to everybody. We'll take our decisions.
Before we have our meeting by 11 o'clock.
Yes.
Sir, with all due respect, Agbaya Gale, that's what I know. Omoyele Sowore, they are trigger happy. Trigger happy. You understand? Sherry, I can assure you, no only 4 points because of Magmalagani. But over in Bombi, I don't want you tear gas. You see, everybody will disperse here. True or false?
Listen to me. I cannot take decision.
We are not saying
no, let him wait. When we have our meeting, when he tries to say anything, we will now respond to him.
All right, so what you're hearing now is between the protesters and anti-protesters.
So this individual went to Ojota and said, as the leader of the movement, the police are now trigger happy. And, you know, they needed to call it off now. The protest is over. And people were like, no, we are going to have a meeting at 11 o'clock. We are going to, But did you see that? I mean, the Kano, That's what they did to them. They killed 12 of them yesterday. I managed to put, I did put one of the clip that is not graphic. You get what I mean now? Like, it's not graphic, it's all right, it's enough. Just to show to you what it was like being shot by the Nigerian police and then being rescued by your other fellow citizens as the most they could, right? Now I'll show you, just little. But before we continue watching that, I want you all to listen to this Gen Z and what she just kind of come by. It's like a discovery for her. And she feels like, oh, more. It is time for all of you at this point to know that if you are fighting for your freedom from the hands of the criminals that are holding you down, you might actually need to understand in deeper way, right? Understand that the reason why you can't win is because those you are fighting, they are just mere puppets. And also, from this message, it is to remind all of you that calling Russia or calling America, United Nations of Britain, because the criminals in Nigeria are killing you, is futile. It is like reporting devil to your own grandpa devil. It's a waste of time. You would have to hold your own destiny in your own hands and face your fear. Become selfish too. Your leaders are selfish. Your elites are selfish. Everything that makes them comfortable, including looting and stealing from you. If they have to lose any penny from that, they become uncomfortable. When the elites, when they steal from the poor, they generally call it a business, you know. But when the poor fight back, they call it violence. They want you to endure. They want you to understand and sacrifice why they party. So you need to be selfish with your demand too. And there's no white man to look up to. And I love it that Gen Z is saying it. So sit back, relax, enjoy this.
In the light of this protest that is going on, there's something I want us to remember. Our leaders are not our problem. Our leaders are our problem. And the thing is that in this Nigeria, many of us are not even aware to these facts. And I feel like unless we become aware, we will not really know what we are fighting against. See, this country is in oppression because our leaders are puppets. Now, who are the puppets to? They are puppets to the people that created this country. I always tell people, if the white men never came, there would be no Nigeria. Think about the history of Nigeria. From the amalgamation of the northern and southern protectorates by Lord Lugard, then they named this place Nigeria. This Nigeria was originally meant to be a business. That is why we don't prosper, because originally this was meant to be a business, a money-raising enterprise, before they now converted it to a country and then merged all the tribes together and gave it a name called Nigeria and then appointed leaders. So if we lose sight of this information, we forget. That's why our presidents and our governors can't do anything, because they are not even, our president self is not even the one in power. And the way the colonial masters did it, they manipulated it in such a way that you don't have anybody to meet. Like this, we are going out to the streets now to protest. We are going to call on the president, Tinubu. But you don't actually know that Tinubu is somebody's boy. He's answering to somebody. And that person, those people are the actual people that we need to fight. And I'm not saying that we should not hold our leaders accountable. We should. But you should know that on top of that, our leader, there is another leader that is even dictating what they will do. That's why this country is not a democracy. It is not, like, anybody that thinks that we're in a democracy is blind. This is not a democracy. Okay, take for instance a place in Zamfara, right? Today, I saw a TikTok of a girl saying that if you see the security personnel they deployed against the protesters, so Nigerians has this kind of security and people are still being killed in Zamfara, right? Places like Zamfara and all these northern states that have gold, keyword gold, all those places, when they are in their house, people will come, scatter their house, they'll run away, and there's so much insecurity there. Meanwhile, we have battalions of army. Why is it that the government don't dispatch any battalions of army, police to the places where they are actually needed? Why? Because they need that insecurity. They need that, disorderliness, so that the higher ups, the colonial masters, can mine gold. Like, unless we, all of us, start seeing this thing I'm saying, we will not really be free, honestly. Our problems are not just our leaders, it's the people on top of them. You see the seat of Queen Elizabeth's throne in UK that is made of solid gold. Where did that gold come from? It came from Africa. It came from Zamfara, from Nigeria. Do you think that they will be able to peacefully mine those gold if people were peacefully living in their house? No. That's the same thing that's happening in Congo today. They will cause disorderliness, they will cause havoc so that you run away and then they mine it. And the reason why the government don't say anything is because the government is their puppets. All this money we get from crude oil, palm oil, all our natural resources, where do you think the money goes to? Our leaders, our presidents, senators, they eat most of the money, but all of the money doesn't go to them. It goes to the white people that are behind this country. Like, unless all of us understand it, like, you need to understand what I'm saying. Like, you need to understand, because for us to see any kind of freedom, we must trace it back to the roots. As at before 1901, there was no Nigeria. Nigeria is a social construct that white men created for their own gain. So far as we are still living under them, we will never see freedom. Because the real reason why they even created this country of Nigeria is to profit them. Nigeria started from the Royal Niger Company, where they used to buy and sell palm produce before they turned it to a country. So while all of us are out in the street demanding for our freedom, I want you to remember that our leaders are not the only demons we have to fight. There is another demon on top of them, which is the people that created this country, which is the people that are still benefiting from this country, and which is the people that made it in such a way that you don't even see them. They are behind the scene, controlling the strings. You don't see them. If I come out now and tell anybody that Oyibo people are the reason why we are suffering, you tell me which Oyibo. By the way, Oyibo people have left Nigeria since 1960. But they did not leave. They didn't leave. They are still controlling everything here. The only thing is that they appointed leaders that are subject to them. They appointed presidents that are their boy, so that they can control the president. And by controlling the president, they can control the economy. And by controlling the economy, they can control you. That's what is happening. So unless everybody is aware of this fact, we won't go far, because you fight the president who is just their boy, who is just doing what they asked him to do. So that's the main, like, in everything, that's the main thing. That's the main thing. Our leaders have another leaders on top of them, and those are the real people who are controlling this place and the affairs of this place. And until all of us get emancipated mentally and physically, we will not, any change we look for will only be on the surface. It will never go deep. And look at Kenyans, Kenya people, they know this thing I'm saying. They are aware of it in their country, and that's why when they fight with awareness. They don't just fight poverty and hunger. They fight for their own independence, because they know that they are not truly free. Just like us in Nigeria, we are not free. We are given the illusion of independence, the illusion of democracy, but we are not free. This is not a democracy, because if this is really a democracy, that president is not supposed to be ruling us by now. We know who we voted for. We do. But because this is not a democracy, that's why that man is there. That's why when they were he was contesting for election, he came out and said, "It is my turn," because he knows the dues he has paid. He knows the godfathers that he has worked for, and he knows that this country doesn't belong to us. Your vote doesn't count here. It doesn't count. He knows the true people that are running this country, and he knows that he has paid his dues and it is his turn. That's why he came out and said, "It is my turn." And truly, truly, it became his turn. So unless all of us become aware of our real enemies, this war we will fight. We may have some victory, but we will never be truly free. And that's why I don't even ever understand people that will always give Oyibo people special treatment. You people are daft. Oh God, I don't even want to insult anybody. Like, the way that if you see an Oyibo person in Nigeria and you go and start treating them as if they are God, if you go to their country and they see you, a black person, would they treat you like that? Wouldn't they be racist to you? Wouldn't they be avoiding you because of your color? But if they come here because they're a white person, you go to behave like as if you've never seen a white person in your life. All these things are systems that they created. That's why we are so Eurocentric. That's why people want to bleach their skin. That's why everybody wants to be fair-skinned. That is why. These are the problems. We have to go to the roots. And the real roots of the matter is that this our president is not our only issue. The person standing behind him, the people, and those people, I will call their names, they are the British government, the people that colonized us, the people that colonized Nigeria and converted these tribes, African tribes, merged all of us together and called us Nigeria. Those people are the real monsters that we are meant to be fighting. And the reason why it's so difficult to fight them is because they don't have a face. They operate behind our leaders. Our leaders are their puppets and they use them to achieve their goals. So when the issue starts, you hold your leader responsible, not knowing that your leader is only answering to his own leader. So until we are aware, our journey is still long. It's still long. We must emancipate ourselves completely from all the influence of colonial slavery. That is when we start. Until we start fighting those people, the real people, the real cause of our problem, all our money is going to their pockets. We will never be free.
Thank you so much, dear sister. And for context, just know that when she said the people that are behind the African leaders are faceless, yeah, she's right. You know, when they say, okay, who are those people we should now go and fight then if we don't know them? You know them, but you just can't put a face to them per se. This person is the British one, or that one is the IMF one. No. But how do you then deal with it? Since you have now discovered, you see, the younger generation of, Nigerians, they are becoming more and more politically conscious. And then, yes, they are freeing their minds from the colonial mentality, the colonial enslavement. You see what is going on in the UK now? We are now having our own far-right fight in the UK. The people who believe that the immigrants are the problem. Now, you know the problem. Now, initially, they will tell you that illegal immigrants in these countries, they are the problems. They have to go back to Africa, go back to where they come from. They are not here legally. And that is what somebody like myself, who is a legal immigrant living in the UK. But you see those far-right people, they don't give a damn about your British passport, French passport, American this or that. They don't give a damn. Once they have that political will, right now in the UK, by the way, right now in the UK, they don't have the political will in the UK. The UK government is fighting it so bad, but it's spreading like wildfire. They are going after anyone that they consider immigrant. Whether you are black or Asian or Pakistani or Chinese, so it doesn't matter. Whether you are a British, Nigerian or black, they are attacking just anyone. And a lot of people right now are living in fear in England, where all these things are happening. To the point that the Muslims too, since they don't want to be slaughtered, the Muslims too are grouping themselves. Initially, what caused this was that one deranged person stabbed 3 kids and killed them. So everybody was enraged. The person was arrested. And then the next thing, the far-right guys, they picked it up. They don't give a damn about the the children killed. No, they don't care. But how could an immigrant, how could a black person, or how could this person come and kill somebody, right? Boom. The Muslims are the problem. The immigrants are the problem. They don't even want to know whether you are British or you are Nigerian. Once they come to your city, when they see you on the street, now people are living in fear. Now you run away. See, we left the contraption to places where we believe that we will have safety and comfort. Then we are now watching our brethren back in Nigeria being slaughtered and being destroyed by criminal politicians in that country. Successive criminal politicians in that country. So some of us will know that one day we may wake up in this Europe. They don't have to deport us. Now we go deport ourselves. If your children come back from school and they say some far-right people, you don't even know if your next neighbor is a far-right. He's reading the news right now in Stoke, in Newcastle, in all these places. And he's waiting for the day he's going to come to their city and he can show their own far-right thinking, their hatred towards you. Now, you are seated comfortably in this abroad. You are promoting the criminals that are destroying our people, forcing them to leave Nigeria. All these places that we are living to now, with your British passport, see, with your American passport, nobody needs to deport you. Now you go deport yourself out of here. You know something? If you are living in the UK and you say, well, we are moving to America, they are pushing that in America too. When you get to America and you're like, oh, no, I don't want to, I'm moving to Canada. Oh, I'm moving back to Europe. I'm moving to Germany. Oh, I'm moving here or there. Now, you see, at the end of the day, with your British American passport, you probably would have to consider, I'm going back to Odogbolu. So what's going to be your situation then? Because it is happening. You need to be alive. So if you want to fight your criminal leaders, you have to fight the entire establishment. The entire system has to go. It's those enablers that allow those who are operating behind the scene to control them. They loot from you. They bring them to the West. Then they come to the West to come and borrow the loot at highest interest rate that they don't even give to them in Europe or America. So the criminal Africans, they loot their people, bring the money here, come here to borrow the money at exorbitant exchange rate that they will pay for 100 years. Then they get the money to Africa, then they loot the money again, they bring them back here. And then these guys go back to Africa to give us charity, to sponsor how to end polio, how to end malaria, how to end mosquito, how to end this, give them handouts. It is that system that has to go. That's why I keep saying, break it up and save lives. Farotimi, please help me.
All right. So now we have a president. In the midst of crippling, grinding, biting inflation, the president and the National Assembly voted 21 billion to renovate, hear me, renovate the vice president's house. 70 billion naira was voted to the National Assembly members to buy SUVs as 160 million naira for each one for senators and House of Reps members. 4 billion naira was voted to renovate Dodam Barrack. Another 3 billion for Aguda House. 5 billion was given to the Presidential Task Force, a tax reform committee, less than 20 members. 1.5 billion was given to purchase cars for the First Lady, an office unknown to our Constitution. Judges, for job well done, got 300% salary increase. I'm not complaining, no. I'm not saying judges should starve. 5 billion was budget for presidential fleet. At least one repo, they will buy fuel now, have you? Every senator gets 21 million naira monthly. No, don't worry. I didn't forget the reps. 13.5. This government voted it. We are going to be spending 15 trillions to pave the road with gold from Lagos to Calabar. And your president's friend is the one building the road, Uncle Chagori. Yeah. Unlike when they used to go to Mina, if they wanted to speak with the occupiers of Aso Rock, these days they go to Uncle Chagori in France so that he can speak with his friend, the same one who gave him the road. And yet, we are told to calm down. We are told to calm down. Where is the money taken from the subsidy? If you say there is no more subsidy, but then we now know that there is subsidy. When you take all of this together, and you then factor in the multidimensional sufferings of the victims of the system that would allow all of these, you can then begin to have an inkling, an understanding of the anger that you are seeing on the streets. Hopelessness births chaos. Hopelessness births chaos. Give the people hope. It's not about letting the poor breathe, because they certainly aren't breathing. You've choked them. But give them hope. Not illusion, hope. Hope, real hope, substantive hope. Give them hope. Let them have a basis to believe that tomorrow will be better than today. Show by your own example that you still believe that we should be tightening our belt. Tighten yours as an example. Let them see it. But then you are incapable of doing any of that. But like I said, cause and effect. But here is the issue. For those of us who have no other country to flee to, and I say that full-chested, I do not have the residency of any other country aside from Nigeria. I might have visas to travel back and forth, but I do not own a home outside Nigeria. I actually do not even have a foreign account that is operative as we speak today. I opened one, I think, in 2010 in Houston, but I have not operated it since 2010. I think I have maybe less than $100 in the account. I'm sure they would even have closed it by now. That's the only reason I can't claim that I don't have a foreign account. I'm all in. This is my country. I'm not running anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. And I'm not interested in seeing it burn. But if Nigeria is not going to burn because there is cause and effect, the impunity by which our ruiners have operated, the horrible way that they have responded to the pains and sufferings of the people before they went on the street, sent traditional rulers with marching orders to be telling people they mustn't protest. They're protesting because they have no choice. Send thugs, Asarida send that one to be threatening people. In Lagos, one that they call Sego is the one that is busy threatening them that they mustn't protest. The Nigerian Christian church, then the Nigerian church, oh, shame on you all. Oh yeah, sorry, there are one or two exceptions. It would be unfair to Pastor Sam Aedogbon, for instance, to count him amongst that number. Shame on you all. There are exceptions, but shame on you all. You can't speak to demand justice before this mess broke out, and you have no credibility to sue for peace. You have no credibility because you are part and parcel of the mess. And that goes for you, the Muslim clerics as well, and even more shame on the traditional religionists. We can't even find one of you who will come out and speak against the abomination to which your spirituality, quote and unquote, has been pressed. I have never believed that our situation can be resolved by protests because we do not have listeners in government. They are and but the protests are started. I have no single word of condemnation for those who have decided that their only recourse is to protest. They tried doing it with their votes. Their votes didn't count. Okay, so elections are over. Who is not feeling the pain now? All of us are feeling the pain. All. Bulaba, Batidiots, Articulated, Obedience, Revolution. Everybody is feeling the pain. We all go to the same market. Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, Fulani. Everybody is feeling the pain. So you've managed to unite the people with hunger. The genie is out of the bottle. All right. So now we have a president.
Thank you so much. DF. That is a SADF, Delefarotimi. The gin is already out of the bottle. And nobody should beg anybody to calm down. Before going back to that street, I'm going to share with you a very upset Obidient that is sending a very strong message to Obi. Day your day now. This is not time for you to come out and begin to beg people, calm down. Or else you self could collect too. It's an advice, but an advice with an explanation of this could have been done a year ago. They could have stopped these criminals a year ago. People who wanted to die. Those who are dying now, man, they could have died a year ago. And then maybe this would never have happened. And those who are still going to be killed, they will probably be saved. And this may never have happened. So make Obi just day in day. And this is what our Edo sister has to say. Are you ready for a rant? Because she's going to be screaming. Oh, she doesn't talk like Dele Faro to me. Okay? So I am kind of preparing you. And because of a lot of stuff I see after tonight, we will not be taking calls tonight. Okay? So I want you to enjoy this fully. And I don't want to leave anything out. And I think the time is already almost against me. If I had to say I want to take calls, so there will be no phone calls tonight. I still have so many load up for you. I will listen to this rant of a sister. Please.
This anger don't dey my belle, but I don't dey quiet. Unto say mo give elder respect. Since elder no respect himself, we go tell her the truth. You understand me so? When I see this protest since, you for don't happen, see, you for don't address this issue since. You see how this petrol now, we for not dey here now. You be like say this protest not be like say medicine after death. You know what? I regret supporting Peter Obi. I will say it again. I regret say I support Peter Obi. Peter Obi is not fit to be president. He never reached. He never ready. He was not ready. He just come and come whine us, come give us false hope. We no be here. Peter Obi, you knew that before you collect this power, it not go easy for you. You know, you even tell us. But after the courts declare your opponent president, what do? You leave us for hunger. Now they suffer. When one protest before, you said no, make everybody calm down. We calm down. We were waiting for you to hear from you. You go so do something. We're waiting now. Never do anything. When they do emotion, they use emotion. They play politics. They want me. Tinubu go for you. Go the right out. Sorry, Mr. President. Meaning we will support you. We be fool. You know how many enmity I get because of you. You know people who are carrying people who don't do me anything just because they support party where don't tell I go they vex, I go they block people. People who support people like my life, I saw them. You know what I do to message? Don't say I the rest celebrity. You know people where I call her, even pastor, I attack them. Now what is Peter Obi doing? If they do emotion, I think we go for. He go say sorry. The other one go for. Sorry. But they use your Twitter handle. They write apology. Episode 1, episode 2, episode 3 for Tinubu. Write episode 1, episode 2. They apologize. So sorry for that. Now that one one shot. Now that one will because of our former campaign for you. No people wait back on your matter. You know people wait back. I just so want to rest in peace. When you don't call them fool. People support you finish. Now you can't down with your enemy. When When you have them to enemy, now you know you use long spoon, they use ordinary hand. They follow them, they eat. Now they say, you don't call us mugu. When you can go talk now truth, I just fire things, I just they calculate, say, this protest, maybe more see how you want to do. You want to see cameras now. You not talk anything to be. We call us full finish. It was say I come back for your matter. I put your campaign for my head. If I dey come out outside, they live in fear. I was living in fear in my house. Because I know what they happen for people. So people, at the years comes. I mean, at the other girl, we still take our phone and say for this social media. They say, what happen to the girl? They say sleep now, no wake up. For your matter. I go, they come out, I go tie my head, this guy, that's how I be bandit. I was living in fear. Today, what are you doing? What are you doing? This protest, I'm not coming out again to protest for anything. I know they come out. I don't live in fear, rich. I don't people endanger myself. I don't people my parents to pay. Peter Obi, you contribute to this thing what they face now. You join. You join. People really believe in you. They support you. They bring out money because say, they don't see Messiah. You give us hope. You raise our hope, God. Then you fall and down. Now we come, they do. We as we did here, so with the best, Peter, did they pay you? They give you money. Did they pay you? You don't know what is happening. Peter will soon come out with you. You won't wait for another 4 years. When power don't ready this year. No, you are waiting for another 4 years. Say, okay, that 4 years will come campaign for you. When power don't ready this your opponent, you are not ready, sir. Don't even try it again. Say they come and not make me best. Not trying. If you want to come and say me the vote for you, just apply for. See, go do Senate or go House of Assembly. You see, presidency truly cannot handle that power. If you handle this power, you go. In fact, if this power is your hand, you go throw away and give your opponent the way good luck say brush throw away and for Buhari. Now what you go do with that? So now your think and your rest. You see, presidency is not actually your thing. Kenneth Okonkwo did not lie. I was just keeping calm to see what you go talk. You go see come and address. As in, you know, hear your opponent you say grab it. Grab it. Now some man they do. Every woman, if they attend burial from one state to another, people they tell you they use your platform. If I tell you, I say you come and make we blow you, we don't blow you. Now, how you use your platform, they do now naturally. Console your opponent. They go for condolence visit. They go party birthday. They do like say that you better party. They do only. One is only rule Nigeria. This country, whether they grab power back, you talk about when you talk that, you say it's not going to be easy. I believe you. I say yes. When you were in court, I say my followers. No, I no worry. I nobody know who Peter Obi be. I can't give the hope. Not knowing that I just fool myself on social media. As if me say I can't die away. And so the matter. Now so your person come and come. Very soon now you go see come and tell protest and make the count down. They go really obey you. Who now wait for 2027? I be now 2027 now. One power don't reach your hand. I be you go come say hey now you Peter Obi I can't give you. I regret. People went to help my life. I sorted them because of you. I fought them. I made many people who not do me anything, my enemy. Today you are dining with them before you fall. Sorry, sir. If you also do birthday, may you wish happy birthday, sir. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Now we be Mumu now. I'm not a fool. I withdraw. I see. And I be actually first time when I support campaign for person with this. Because I saw how real you were genuine. Where Peter Obi be. But at the end, what do you do? I beg, I don't do again. What you want to make see? I don't put water for man talk and say, I regret where I take support Peter Obi. I regret. If I know, it go for even better say, you not come outside. Maybe we just even vote for the APC. At least, they would have made our life hard like this. Because never was with this extent. People say as you come involved, they call the verse for us, the more. Yeah. As you come involved yourself, they call the verse. I regret Peter Obi, you come and unwind us. Next time, we never even try to believe anybody anymore. You want to do politics, they put emotion. What is the emotion? You can't go ask me dead here. I don't understand. You want to fight for people, want to save Nigeria. Now like this, they save Nigeria. Now like this, it's our big save Nigeria like this. No wonder they drag you. You know if you do anything and now fit, they don't say no if you do anything. I never knew it's going to be like this. Now put my life in danger. Make many people my enemy. Talk of men of God. When we say the Lord, they even they tell their members say, make them support with our best for them. Really?
Since when I born you never seen this kind of abuse before. Tinubu, I must abuse you. Tinubu, number 1, Ogun Okiyopa. Tinubu number 2, Ogun Okiyoma. Tinubu number 3, Ogun Okiyo your children. Tinubu number 4, Ogun go bury all your family. Tinubu is a god to you. A god to you. Tinubu is a god to you. And Wausa.
Arise, arise, oh compatriots. Now everybody can carry rise. Arise, oh compatriots, and everybody else to carry their own rise. That is a very, very pissed obedience, and I understand. Because I mean, some will say Obi can't really fight these people because he's Igbo, and then what that Obidient is saying is that is that going to be it? Like, because you are Igbo, you are going to be bullied, that you can't really stand them and talk because of what they are going to accuse you. Then why are you now telling everybody that you want to save Nigeria from them? If you are so afraid of what they are, So I get it. I do. There are many more people who actually feel the same way, and they are begging Peter Obi right now, please don't say anything. Please, so don't tell anybody to calm down, no. Because from tomorrow, even you, Obi, you won't be able to go everywhere the way you are going anymore. You will have to stay somewhere until this is over. And I don't think he will like that. He's an elite. So he will likely tell you, we need to be peaceful. We need. So even at this time, himself go unravel. Even Confessor Shoyinka, he has come out to say, this speech of thiefnubu is so disappointing. Like he didn't even acknowledge the police brutality assault on these protesters. He just went on to talk like that. Like, man, even Confessor is confused too. Like, what? So what we're going to do now is that I'm going to show you a short clip of just to give you an idea of what tomorrow is going to be like. Before Wednesday, the Niger Delta youth, they are going to shut down oil production in Nigeria. I'm saying this because I have heard it. So if you are watching my video and you think I'm inciting people, you are just so dumb. I'm sharing information that is available. And some of you will prefer not to share them, not let a lot of people see all of these things. Oh, if they see all of these things, oh, that means this thing is, so that means this protest is effective then. How come they are making us look like, if they don't shut down the oil production in Nigeria tomorrow, that would be based on the order to kill given by thiefnubu if the police carry that out in Niger Delta. But latest by Wednesday, Nigeria will stop producing oil. And by then, you're not going to say, well, I don't do. I think that will be the language. I told you, be selfish now. Okay? If you have to shut down the airport, shuts down the and everything like that, right? Shuts them down peacefully. You need to be very selfish too. If they won't return the subsidy and cut down the cost of petroleum, cost of electricity, set up a bill that is going to change your electoral reform and begin to plan on how to remove and trash that 1999 constitution. Shut everywhere down. They've been inconveniencing you all your life. I've got families there. I've got people there too. They will be inconvenienced. So if anybody finds that annoying, then they are the close-set supporters of your oppressors. Don't listen to them. Do you understand? Do not listen to them. Now here is a sign of what to expect from Niger Delta region from tomorrow. Listen to this.
The Niger Delta region is going to commence another protest that will end up shutting down the entire Niger Delta.
Hands up! Hands up!
Because we cannot bear it anymore. Cost of living, inflation in the riverine areas as we speak is above 200%. Our people are suffering. As we speak, all the NNPC fuel stations that are in our creeks, no one is functioning. They don't even take fuel to those areas. As we speak, a liter of fuel in our communities is over 2,000 naira. It is the responsibility of government to give us a enabling environment where business will thrive. The private sector in every normal society is the driver of economy and employment. But today, the Nigerian policies are to kill private investors. The public-private partnership that we believe that will create job opportunities for our youth, they have decided not to put ear to it. And we cannot fold our hand at this point in time to see that people undermine the democracy that our forefathers fought for. As a Niger Delta youth, our challenges are peculiar to us. We are using this nationwide protest to register our displeasure. Some of our challenges as a people is that the oil and gas environment that we found ourselves, the pollution is on. Today is the first day of the End Bad Governance protest. IYC as a council that represents the Ijaw youth globally is here to register our displeasure. It is on record that Nigeria governance has caused a lot of problem for the masses. People we have given the mandate to go and manage our common resources have decided to impoverish us with our own resources. They have decided to give us wrong policies that will on daily basis impoverish us. As we speak, it is a known fact that cost of living does not have boundary. Bad government has given us sleepless nights. As we speak, in our own state, Bayelsa State in particular, we cannot even boast of 3 hours light a day, and we are paying for light bill. We are begging the federal government, which is in charge of policy making, that we want true federalism as a people. The unemployment rates in our communities are alarming. Youth have graduated from the universities. So many youth have gotten good training skills, but nowhere to absorb them. All they have to tell us is that we have to look for a way out. But government needs to give us the enabling environment. It is the responsibility of government to give us an enabling environment where business will thrive. The private sector in every normal society is the driver of economy and employment. But today, the Nigerian policies are to kill private investors. The public-private partnership that we believe that will create job opportunities for our youth, they have decided not to put ear and attention. IYC as an organization have said enough is enough. As a people, we are not comfortable with the current cost of living. The high level of inflation that is affecting our communities is unbecoming. Our people cannot, because of cost of living, afford quality health care for themselves. Because for you to go to the health sector to get yourself proper health care, that means you have to sacrifice your daily meal. And that is unbecoming. The death rate is alarming. We are calling on the federal government that enough is enough. Bring in policies that are going to be people-friendly. The Niger Delta is the oil and gas industrial hub. As we speak, Bayelsa State is the state that has the highest number of gas reserve. But we can't even boast of a turbine that is working. All we are saying is that the federal government should give us true federalism as a people. That will make Nigeria work, so that we can hold our governors accountable for any fund, any mismanagement of funds. True federalism is the only way where federal government will be collecting tax, while state government generates their revenues and pay tax to the center. We need a part-time.
Thank you so much, brother. Now that you probably have that shown to you, I think I should take you back to Nigeria now. Again, we never really left Nigeria for the past 2 hours. And this is also a first night in a long night that I didn't take any break, because we didn't have a chance of having our Sunday sermon, meaning there's so much to share and there's so little time. Please, if you are still here with us, I think it's quite busy though. We are over 4,000 on YouTube and we are over 300 on Facebook. Thanks to all of you. If you probably joined this for the first time, please, if you like what you have been saying, like this, like the broadcast, and go beyond that, subscribe to my channel. So we crossed 97. We crossed to 97,000 of us on YouTube today. And thanks to all of you who are the newcomers, okay? But listen, this is a platform that doesn't have any respect for the Nigerian criminal politicians and their elites. We do not really entertain political correctness here. We say things the way we feel like we want to express ourselves, right? So please, if you have any respect for any of them, or you have any respect for your for pastors, and you are a religious person, I am going to advise you that please just always remember that on this platform, when I talk about the criminal politicians, right, I always mention their names. When I am also talking about the criminal pulpit bandits, your pastors, I also mention their names. And I do not, for any reason, undermine your religious belief and all that, okay? But here, we can slap your anointed when we know that the only anointing he has is anointing of deceit, anointing of manipulation, anointing of fraud, even if you call him bishop, pastor, or cardinal. So on this platform, we do not defame people. We expose criminals who believes that they have rights or entitlement to be respected. We do not respect them, whether they are young or old. I just thought I should say it to you, okay? So, thank you. Now, let's now go back to that street in Nigeria, okay? On that street today, Sunday, where the people were to go recoup for this week, it is still counted as day 4 because people came out, but they were attacked by the police, by thiefnubu's APC thugs, and all of this are just to prepare all of us for tomorrow, right? So let's go back to that place and see what happened all over Nigeria today, including those who had to really carry out their Sunday service on the streets instead of their church. Here.
Is part of the protesters, but the man you saw earlier who was speaking on camera and had his glasses on, the young man, was asking protesters to return home, that the presidency has addressed the nation and that they should heed to his call and to return home and wait until the actions and the reforms and initiative that the president made mention of would start to come to fruition. He also told them that they need to go into dialogue, that the presidency has called for dialogue, and so they should go home. home.
We have had the president's speech. We have had the president's speech. I said, let other leaders come here. We discuss and respond appropriately. That's all. Leave the police. Let them be where they are. Today, he said we should stop protest. Today is Sunday, we are here. If we now decide to stop from Monday, that's a different thing. We cannot say we should stop. We are not some that. It is not bring us here. We are protesting against this policy. We have to go where we go. All this thing. We are not answering our request. You get it?
So, sir, the meeting you're talking about, where will it be held and who and who are supposed to be there?
This
and it will be held here?
Yes.
Okay.
So who is supporting this meeting? Who is the leader of it?
We organize it. Everybody is everybody. So it's involved.
We don't want to leaders.
Everybody involved.
We will review discussion.
Thank you, sir.
Some of our leaders are on the television programs, maybe from 10 o'clock. Then you come and don't address us now.
May they open borders. Finish.
Come and address us.
Thank you, sir.
I want to appeal to us, Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief, has addressed the nation. He has addressed the nation, and that you requested for that. Now that it's been addressed, I will suggest and advise that you go home now. We have treated you as friends, as brothers, as our children.
Yes, sir.
We have followed you quietly. We have been so lawful in what we have done with you.
True, sir.
Now, I want to plead with you all to go home now. The reason is that you've been addressed.
But sir, can you tell us what the president told us? There's no real what the president told us.
Okay, that is the more reason why you have to go home. On your TV or radio, you will hear the news. Please, let there be peace. Please, we have been working as friends since we started this program, and now that you are at peace with us, I want to plead with you to go home. Let us enjoy peace. We need peace in Lagos. What happened in some other states, we don't want it to happen in Lagos.
Yes.
If you know you love Lagos and you love Nigeria, please go home now.
Thank you.
You complain about insecurity, right? You complain about unemployment, right?
Yes.
You complain about the fact that, oh, we are hungry, right? You say we want to protest, right? You say, oh, you don't have medical facilities, right? You say you don't have good schools and good teachers, right? You say minimum wage, right? It's right.
Can't solve all the problems. Yes. Kaduna Road ta dau dimi. Mutane ran suna ta ɓaci ne. Allah ya kawo sauki. Yes mana. Ina mutanen mu. Mutanen Abuja.
Abuja kenan ina ga ba sauki. Allah ba mu sa'a. Yes.
Adeko can fire there. I showed up he's going to protect us. Sadly, 4 years. You are pursuing. Yeah. I have to set you first. Which I did. Please don't run without anything. I was trying to chase away something. This will protect us here, and it's all right. But presidential speech failed to address our demand. And that's why we are still outside there. And we'll keep pressing forward until our demands are made. Until our demands are made. Thank you. Wallahi sai na yi gafara da ka je ka koma wallahi zan kashe mutum in jini ya fita a jikin ɗan sanda na wallahi zan kashe mutum wace ƙarya ne ko No verse. As their leader.
Why check again? Harbi normal harbi. A gani ko mutane kawai. Normal harbi.
Is part of the protesters, but the.
Did you see that? Yes, you did, of course. And that's from across Nigeria. And that's not all. Yeah, I still have more. And I think I should share that with you before I take you to other things similar to this conversation as well, right? And can I ask you a question? Have you really liked this broadcast? Like, have you gone under this video, leave the comment section and just like the broadcast and then go back to the comments, right? Have you done that? Now, please do, okay? And let's go back to the streets. Why are people protesting? Why do they want things, to be reduced before they will leave the streets? Why? There's some of the answers here. Let's go back to the streets.
Good afternoon, Nigeria. My name is Sola. Please help me and my family. Me and my mom we are helping those who are coming. Please, I need scholarship. Please help. Oh.
Which school were you attending before? Why did you stop?
Because my mom was cheap shop. So then I bring another person to the school. That's why my mom moved here. Her passion is teaching.
So you have not been going to school?
Yes.
Since when?
2022.
What of your siblings? How many are you in your family?
Yeah,
where are the others? The other two?
My brother is in my grandma's place, so my small sister, she's in nursing.
Are they in school? Two of them?
No.
All three of you are at home?
My brother is in my grandma's place. My brother has finished. It's only now my sister that is not going to school.
What is your father doing? What is his business?
My father is doing carpenter.
So what exactly do you want government to do for you now?
I want them to give me scholarship from primary to university.
What class are you? Well, rather, where are you? You were in primary 5 yes. Before you stopped going to school. Yes. That means you're supposed to write common entrance.
But I did not do yes before I went to school.
So you could not write your common entrance. Yes. Thank you.
Not trust your own. Put on. Hey. This kind coming. I never see your type. Oh. This kind God, oh, this kind God. Oh, blessed be your holy name. Blessed be your holy name, Jesus. This kind God. Oh, I never know.
Let's go! 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 Go!
Every just on police today. Hey, police today. Every just on police today. Hey, police today. Every just on police today. Hey, police today. Oh God, where your paper? Oh God, where your documents? Every just on police today. Mommy, àṣàwìrì dìbò fún. Daddy, mommy, àṣàwìrì dìbò fún. Daddy, mommy, àṣàwìrì dìbò fún.
Daddy, mommy, àṣewèrè dìbò fún.
Daddy, mommy, àṣàwìrì dìbò fún.
Daddy, mommy, àṣewèrè dìbò fún.
Daddy, mommy, àṣewèrè dìbò fún.
Àṣọ́gbèrè dìbò fún.
Ṣé democracy lè rí o?
Ebi para ìlú. Ṣé democracy lè rí? Ṣé democracy lè rí? Ṣé democracy lè rí o? Ebi para ìlú.
Ayé ìjẹ́lẹ̀ ló ti wá. Wọ́n ti pè lánàá wọ́n nìyẹn. Wọ́n tó máa jẹ́ sí tó máa jà lọ́sàn-án.
Ṣé democracy lè rí? Ṣé democracy lè rí o? Ebi para ìlú. Ṣé democracy lè rí? Ṣé democracy demo dáradára? Ṣé democracy lè rí o? Ebi para ìlú. Ṣé democracy lè rí? Ṣé democracy lè rí? Ṣé democracy lè rí o? Ebi para ìlú. Ṣé democracy lè rí?
Take yourselves, go to the nearest local government area, go to the nearest streets. The nearest gathering point to your streets. You don't really have to go far away from home. If you have to, go in groups. Tomorrow is going to be a showdown. And I'm just here to tell you, even Auntie Kemi agrees. we usually don't agree on the same thing. I have to say, Auntie Kemi self agrees. I'm talking about Kemi Olun lawyer. If they tell you not to protest, that's totally wrong. I couldn't believe it that she agreed, all right? But listen to this. You all need to know that those who are perpetrating violence are sponsored. Remember that always. Never accept the tag that your protest is violence and all of that. Don't ever accept that. Continue to put out evidence that shows the thugs are sponsored by thiefnubu, the violence sponsored by thiefnubu, the police killing the people that they were supposed to be protecting. You need to keep pushing that evidence out. And I think that's what Auntie Kemi said too. Please listen.
Hi, this is Dr. Kemi. The time in Nigeria now should be about 9 p.m. And I want to say something that was very disturbing that I saw today on social media. I've been watching these protests. I'm not covering anything because I no longer practice journalism. I'm retired. I've been watching this protest, and it has been largely violent in some areas. The Nigerian police is urging law-abiding protesters to withdraw from the protests because it's largely become violent. Please don't withdraw. If you're law-abiding, continue protesting. They are trying to get people to stop protesting. Even the lawyer for Sowore's group, Take It Back, was saying they should suspend the protest. No. We cannot do this. People are getting paid money in the back, and you don't know that. We can't continue like this in Nigeria. I may not be in Nigeria, but it's still my country. I may have two countries, but it's still my country. Okay, if you don't speak out, nothing happens in Nigeria. I've always told you that's my hashtag. Nothing changes in Nigeria. All right, so everybody will sit down and watch BB Nigeria and all that, right? You can do that and continue suffering. The president said he's going to be talking to the nation tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. I don't like the 7 a.m. thing. Number one, is the president live? No, he's not live. His speech is recorded, and he's recording it right now from a bunker. President Tinubu should not even be anywhere near Aso Rock, because if these protesters, if they get into the National Assembly to get to Aso Rock, it'll be bloody. Let me tell you, he should not even be there. I know about national security, trust me. Now, what bothered me today was images that I saw in Kano, and the Kano youth have largely been very violent. And many of them have been looting and stealing things from different buildings. They were hoisting the Russian flag. They were hoisting Russian flags. They were showing placards like Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, should come and aid them. Now, I have a problem with that. Why? Because this is the same thing that happened with Putin and I think it was Burkina Faso and other places. Putin has a lot of interest in Africa, all right? I like Putin. He's a cool guy. He has a lot of interest in Africa, and it's for his own interest, and it seems to be liberating some of those countries that have left ECOWAS. Here's the problem I have. IGB Ekbetokun said that there were some foreign mercenaries involved in this whole protest thing. Buhari once accused Sowore of having foreign mercenaries working with him in toppling his government. Everybody's saying foreign mercenaries. Are you focused on the right places? I, for one thing, this is why the president decided to address the nation tomorrow, because of the Kano youth who are protesting with placards of the Russian president. Okay, there might be occupation going on in Nigeria soon. I don't know. But my own thing is this. The country is so damaged that they just need to dissolve the Constitution. If you want to dissolve the Constitution, a new one needs to be written by the lawmakers. Okay, but the lawmakers won't dissolve the Constitution because it wouldn't favor them and they'll have to leave office. Constitutions are really never dissolved. Can you dissolve the US Constitution? No. It was written by the forefathers. Okay, that Second Amendment is the one I would like to go if there was that chance. The right to own guns, the right to bear arms. But then, hey, only in Nigeria can we dissolve the Constitution. So don't come and compare Nigeria to the US now because you don't like me comparing them. The Nigerian Constitution is not feasible. It does not work for anybody. You can't even protest anywhere. They actually had our people protesting in a stadium. That's not a protest. In a stadium is not a protest. A protest means you have to walk around and show people and tell people what you want. And that's not happening. sadly. So that whole Russian thing bothers me, and I think that Mr. Igbophobia, Mr. Musa, and all the security chiefs should really, really protect our people at this point. It is very, very important. Hi, this is Dr. Kemi.
So you can say a broken clock can be corrected maybe once or twice a day. It's not even once, twice. Yeah, Auntie Kemi, she's concerned about the Russia connection. Everyone should. All right? And I believe that at the same time, maybe all of you should possibly get yourself in tune with the development in other West African countries too. So if you are alarmed, maybe there is more. And she says something about your fraudulent constitution too. That is golden. That means more and more of you are becoming aware and honest. Nigeria is the creation of British. It's a business agreement, a business arrangement. The resources in Nigeria are more valuable than you, that they called Nigerians. If Lord Lugard had named Nigeria Lugardarian, a lot of you shouting and beating your chest like, what do you call it, like an angry dwarf, right? Thumping your chest. You probably will be, thumping your chest today. I'm a proud Nigerian. You probably will be a proud Lugardarian. Yeah, and you still call yourself a Lugardarian. I'm a grandson of Lugard. That's exactly what it is like. And yes, if the conversation gets to, and it's part of the demand of the protesters, by the way. So if the conversation gets to that stage, then we can discuss if we really want to still be together or not. And thiefnubu would go. Look at me very well. See, when people say thiefnubu must go, and you return that and say, go where? You know they go anywhere. Listen to me. If he continues in this trajectory, he will run away from Nigeria in the next few days. If they continue to tell him that nothing they happen, Joe, don't worry, this is opposition. Now people will hate the thiefnubu. Oh, enemies of Nigeria, continue. In fact, I swear, I pray they continue in that trajectory. thiefnubu, whether it is, if he has already run away from Nigeria, he is never going to return. He will never return to that bodylon. He will never return to any part of Nigeria. And you are likely never going to see thiefnubu again until he's dead. And I'm saying this because the choice is his. He just fired the first shot. Shot himself on the foot. The remaining foot right now, he has another chance to redeem himself. Even though I don't pray he does. I want him to be very stone cold. They told him Bokwari did it, nothing happened. Do you understand what I mean? Like, oh, no noise, oh, no noise. And I told me, say, oh, no noise. 3-4 days ago, about Bakus. Today, when we say you don't see, say no be noise, no be noise. You won't come here, come gaslight me. You are inciting people. Why don't you come back home? Come and lead it. I need the casualty the last thing that the revolution babere. You have the revolution at the gate. Protest now. Protest still they happen now. Revolution is at your gate in Nigeria. Your criminal leaders will run. You won't see them again. And those ones that are unable to run, well, they should have seen it coming. And as for those who were pushing I'm talking to you now, the ronukus. Those of you who are pushing the Igbo must go, Igbo this, Igbo that, for thiefnubu, thinking you could drag the entire Yoruba to a campaign of a bigotry for a man that doesn't even know his father. The man that denied his mother, the woman that carried him for 9 months. I don't even know if not 9 months or not 12 months and carry him. thiefnubu denied his mother, denied his father. He was adopted by a drug mule, Abibatu Mogaji. Abibatu Mogaji recruited him as a drug mule, sent him to America under the cover of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Then, you should know all the story that way, right? Then you are looking at Yorubas who are proudly displaying the images of their parents, their fathers, their mothers. and they will never associate with a drug dealer, a treasury looter, a total criminal like thiefnubu and his wife, rats. Remi Ahmed Tinubu, which is a rat. Remi Werekwe. Now, you were pushing the narrative to think that you could use Yoruba name to defend a drug dealer. Omoyele Yoruba. Thiefnubu is actually the textbook definition of a bastard. Bastard. Omoyele Yoruba. Who had to pick a name just to, and he chose a name that is so significant in Yoruba land, associated with some big families in Yoruba land. He picked that, denied his father, denied his mother. And then you, Omoyele Jati, you are calling the people Omokos in Yoruba land. You are calling them Omoyele because they will never associate with this druggie that destroys the lives of our people with his politics of hatred, politics of division. He was selling, they are selling Yoruba lands to their friends who are Indians, their friends who are Pakistanis, who are Lebanese, who are Chinese, their friends who are from the rest of the West. Then they turned around and the gullibles that they failed to train, the criminals that they have looted their future, they have looted their existence, they turned them around and made them attack dog, tribal attack dog, attacking everyone that says, how could you associate with a drug dealer, an incompetent one who stole it? No. He grabbed it, I think. He snatched it, and then he made a run with it, only for him to discover that he only grabbed the sand, that he won't let go. So they make you push the narrative of tribal this, tribal that, with empty stomach. That house is crumbling. Yeah, it's crumbling. Finally, people have gone after all of the campaigners of this bigotry in Yoruba land, making all these threats. They came out to say that the protest is being organized by the Igbos. They do not even have the confidence to name those, the Arewas, that kick off the protest. Arewas said they've had enough and they were going to start the protest, and they have been living up to that so far. But the ronukus, the Ronu Nazis from the sewage where they were dwelling in Lagos, some of them are not even from Lagos. They are from other, what do you call it, backwater states, underdeveloped states in Yoruba land. So ashamed of where they come from that they would rather use thiefnubu, person we no get papa, person we deny mama. They would rather hide behind thiefnubu, their own, what do you call it, their own low self-esteem, to push a Yoruba agenda that is completely alien to the Yoruba people. We have the record as the most accommodating people in Nigeria. Come on, give us that. A lot of people were born and raised, a lot of people from different backgrounds, they were born and raised in Yoruba land. And not until thiefnubu brought his bigotry, many of them were never reminded that they were Igbos, or they were this, or they were that, until thiefnubu's ruinous political ideology started crippling into Yoruba land. So the Yorubas have risen. Right now, a lot of them are now running. They started what they call the Igbo must go. They sold their land. They can do one bear. Your leader, thiefnubu and co, sold more than half of Lagos land to people that none of you, your forefathers, would never dare go to. But the Igbos are the easy targets. Now they are running because we are uncovering majority of them now. As for those ones who are still living abroad, your own days are coming. And those ones, are the sewage dweller, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass leakers, the all-risers, the Agbadorians, the bat idiots, the bad starts, who reside in that shithole, in the contraption, hiding behind all these faceless social media accounts to push their bigotry. Igbo must go in Yoruba land for our people. I think they are beginning to realize that we need to be very careful. People like say the thing, though, they turn to something else. So here is one of them, and here is another one, trying to remind him that Baba, we can't say that now. Yeah, one by one.
So Yoruba, we should stop complaining because we need to protest. We need to come out and protest. Igbo are disrespecting our institution. They disrespect our traditional ruler. They disrespect all our headers, and they can't take it in their own space. Therefore, we must not fold our hand. I just have to tell everybody this: this protest, Igbo must go, and scrap of a unitary system is a must, and it's coming, and it's going to be loud. It's going to, whoever that want to die should go and die. It's in our space. This is our heritage. This is the land our father fought for. And we will not allow anybody, no matter how many acres of land you buy, it is our land. And your land, your purchased land have expired time. Therefore, you cannot claim ownership. So thank you, Madam Ajoke, for that.
Sir, let me just quickly say this. I appreciate you, sir, Baba Omega. But you know, we need to be very careful so that we don't play into the hands of the enemies. We are still within the context of Nigeria, and asking for the expulsion of any ethnicities within our space, we can make statements like that, but we need to be very, very careful of the diplomatic consequences of how they are going to twist it. You know, we live in a place where people are naturally very, very manipulative already. So I support that the end should come against the unitary system of government, but the issue of saying any ethnicities must be forced out of our space cannot be. We need to be very careful. You can be accused of terrorism, incitement, or any other thing.
You're intimidating Igbo people. You sold your lands to them. You used the money to go and spray a musician. And now you want to come back and claim ownership. Where is that done? There's something wrong. I beg, don't let me go there. You sold almost half of Lagos is gone. You sold the land. They got COO. You are now coming to claim ownership of the area. You want to be chairman of the Landlords Association. Why on paper you don't have anything. What to you? I tell you.
So Yoruba.
Oh, Jimmy Dizu. Jimmy Dizu was like, Omaori, what you? Like you sold your land. And you want to be the chairman of the Landlord Association. You know, get land. Every day on social media, they take our land. They buy our even if they buy our land, they cannot disrespect us. Papa, you don't even get land. With yourself, you are almost homeless. Some of them that live abroad, they are living miserable lives abroad. You need to see them. You can tell that these people, they've never really been loved. They've never really experienced love per se. Here you get. All of this now for thiefnubu, it has nothing to do with Yoruba. It has nothing to do with Lagos. Thiefnubu is going down. Abobakus will follow. We will bury you. And you lori bruku day. They cut out my video. They were publishing my video everywhere. They said Mayegun is enemy of Yoruba. And you lori bude de awon elebi. Our man like where your thiefnubu will run. And a lot of you will deny your ronuku very soon, because you have nothing to do with Yoruba land. Once thiefnubu no get any leverage anymore, una go come back, they say what? You will now be interested in Yoruba nation. But right now, thiefnubu is there. Nothing like Yoruba nation. We must protest and chase the Igbo away. I count your days. And I'll let GRV maybe teach you something that you probably failed to learn. GRV Omoko, say something, Jare, my dear brother.
This is a question for you, Gbadebo. I'd like to, highlight that hashtag Igbo must go protest. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in his speech there, had condemned it. And as you highlighted, Atiku has called on the federal government to investigate, arrest, and prosecute those individuals promoting ethnic discrimination in the country. Atiku, in his tweet, had said that, history has shown us the consequences of allowing hatred and bigotry to fester, as we saw in Rwanda. We know that the Lagos State governor has responded, which many said took too long because, that rhetoric was on social media for about 4 or 5 days before he responded. But he responded and he called it reckless and, divisive and a dangerous rhetoric. He also promised that Lagos remains home to every Nigerian citizen, regardless of their ethnic nationality. But I'd like to refer to your tweet, which you put out yesterday. And your question was, isn't it so convenient that when it appears that Nigerians are standing together, to demand better governance from their leaders, we begin to hear these divisive rhetoric, which you say are sponsored to divide and distract us. I'd like for you to highlight that aspect of your speech and also what danger this sort of rhetoric poses for the people of Igbo.
Well, I feel that it's a bit hypocritical for Governor Sanwo-Olu to come out and speak about this when you see in the last election there was no campaign based on policy or programs or any strategy that will move Lagos forward. It was a very anti-Igbo sort of, or anti-non-indigen, anti-non-Yoruba speaking political campaign. And even leading up to this protest, all in Lagos, it was just talking about Igbo people want to destroy Nigeria, Igbo people want to destroy Lagos. This bigotry was at an all-time high. I mean, even Bayo Onanuga was one of the people that parroted this malicious sort of rhetoric. And you see it come up. Even NSAS has been twisted by these same people, this government, to say that it was led by non-indigens. Non-indigens wanted to destroy Lagos. Let's not allow any protests to happen in Lagos again because non-indigens take this advantage and destroy Lagos. And these are very, very dangerous rhetoric based on lies and bigotry. I mean, one of the essays to media for this same Governor Sanwo-Olu was walking across Lagos State to the placards saying, "My Lagos, not your Lagos," trying to put intimidation and fear. I mean, you see the video of MC Oloman, everything that happened during the elections up till now. Fortunately, we have seen that the protests happen all across Nigeria. It was not about any particular tribe or any particular people. It's about a shared suffering that Nigerians are going through all across the country. But again, all of these things are distractions. Like I highlighted in my tweet, it's distractions to take Nigerians away from the issues that affect them, such as hunger, low unemployment, high inflation, the value of the currency, the value of fuel, the value of food, and how difficult it is to thrive in this country. It is designed to take us away from that and start squabbling amongst ourselves, insulting ourselves, ethnic superiority, or trying to push this negative rhetoric. And you find that after elections, everybody goes and faces these issues that they've distracted you from, right? These are the real issues that are affecting you in your home with your family. And you find that at every point, whether it's NSAS, whether it's this protest, whether it's elections, any attempt of people to come together to hold the government accountable, especially in Lagos State, seeds of discord and bigotry. I will even go as far as saying, because Lagospedia was one of the major supporters of the APC and people that call themselves Yoruba conservatives, they're not based on any policy or on any movement to move the people of Yoruba land forward. It's just about hatred and spreading.
This is a question for you.
You get that? Like if you say you are a Yoruba conservative, at least your conservatism, right, should be based on ideology that promotes and preserve Yoruba land. Sure, you know. But they don't have any ideology. It's based on tribal, what you call bigotry only. And it's just for thiefnubu and APC. The children in Yoruba land, they don't have access to good education. Some of them don't even have access to education. Yorubas in that same contraption, they do not have any access to better medical care. That is if they ever have any at all, right? So the Yorubas in that same contraption are suffering from the Fulani terrorism, being kidnapped. Yoruba Obas were slaughtered by Fulani terrorists in Ekiti. It did not pissed these guys off. The supposed pro-Yoruba who love Yoruba land. They were not pissed. In fact, the fact that people were saying, they killed 3 Yoruba, they were angry that some Igbos were questioning why the Yorubas are not angry, that Fulanis killed their Obas. Ronukus had to attack them. Some of them even said, they are very okay for Fulani to be killing us than for Igbo to come and live in Yoruba land. So you will understand that it was an idea put together just for hatred, pure and simple. But when it comes to things that affect the Yorubas, the poverty, the insecurity, they are going everywhere telling people that, yes, we know you are hungry, but don't join them. Oh. Don't join them in protesting. Oh. Don't complain. Oh. Stop complaining. Why are the Yorubas like this? If everybody is complaining, why are the Yorubas complaining? That means they don't give a damn about you as Yorubas. All they care about is just to push the bigotry that will keep you divided so that you can continue to face the shaggy of Nigeria. They don't give a damn. And immediately we exposed those behind the Igbo must go this or that, like is one wretched soul in Ikorodu, who is pretty much like homeless as well. Is the one bragging on social media that he will deal with the Igbos if they don't leave Yoruba land by the 20th of May. I mean, 20th of August. Somebody will never shop, but he get data. Hid behind a faceless Facebook, Twitter account, and started threatening over 60 million Igbos. That's this hungry twato. If Igbos don't leave by 20th, they will mobilize themselves and go after Igbo businesses, Igbo shops, Igbo this, Igbo that. And all of the Sanwo-Iku's men, they are those who are following this person. thiefnubu's men, they are following this person. None of them actually really took him out of his poverty. I mean, you would think, oh, maybe it's somebody who is benefiting so much from government. He's the one making all these threats online. When we found the guy, when we found his wife, in fact, people they beg say there's no point in arresting or, you know what I mean? Like, these are wretched souls. What exactly were they promising or giving to him? Governor of Lagos State follows him. Commissioners under APC, they are following him. Personal advisors to Sanwo-Iku in Lagos, they are following him on Twitter. thiefnubu's advisors, they are following this person. When we find him, who was this guy? A few days ago, he's a wretched soul. Nobody needs them. And the moment that they are unraveled, they started, and their leaders started denying them, denouncing them. They are now throwing them under the bus. The Olori Brukus are now on social media, like the Belugi is looking for who to bite. Amamui. How you are going to get caught and then dealt with? I'm not going to say it. But we're actually on you. And if you think your leaders who are denying you, thiefnubu and co., if you think they are just denying you because they just wanted to say something, that means you are not following. Amamui. Ademadiu peluyi. One by one. I mean, everywhere they threaten. They issue threat everywhere. You won't see it coming. No, you won't. And the people you think you are doing it for, they are already throwing you under the bus. Yes, they are already throwing you under the bus. So one of them was at Ojota today, telling people to go home because Tinubu don't promise them, say, I will. Olórí burúkú àdàgbà má dànù yìí.
Ó máa dá. Bó sọ fún yín bó máa dá. Nàìjíríà máa dá. Ó máa dá. Dádì kí ni nǹkan tó fi yín lọ́kàn balẹ̀? Ẹjọ́. Kí ni nǹkan tó fi yín lọ́kàn balẹ̀ kó máa dá sà? Ẹjọ́. Nǹkan tó fi mí lọ́kàn balẹ̀ pọ̀. Fine. Tinubu ni ẹni àkọ́kọ́ tí ó bá gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ṣiṣẹ́ rí tí ó struggle láti gba ìjọba yẹn kúrò lọ́dọ̀ wọn. Ní 1960s, nígbà tá a ti gba òmìnira, Tinubu ó ṣeéṣe kó má ti ní àkàkì ìgbà yẹn. Òun ni ẹni àkọ́kọ́ tí Awólọ́wọ̀ rí at 25 years of age pé A1 ni tó mú ṣe ẹ bá mi sọ senator excuse me senator fún ìgbà yẹn fún àkọ́kọ́ orúkọ mi ní Síkírù Adélẹ́yẹ
Daddy, ẹni sùúrù mi tẹ sọ de yẹn tó lẹ́yìn àgbàlẹ̀ sọ pé ọmọdé ò ní náṣọ bí àgbà kó lákìsà bí àgbà ó tó bí òwe tó rẹ ẹ ti wà láyé yìí pẹ́jọ ṣùgbọ́n àgbàlagbà náà ní wàkìsà ròde so níbi tá a bá dé yìí nísìn ẹ sọ nǹkan mẹ́ta tẹ́ ẹ ti gbádùn ẹ fi gbogbo story tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ látẹ̀wálẹ̀ níbi tá a bá dé ní junction yìí kí lẹ rò pa ti enjoy báyìí.
ohun tó bà wá jẹ́ ní ẹ̀kíní àkọ́kọ́ fún àwọn tó ti ṣe síwájú òun ni corruption. àwọn tí ó dẹ̀ wà ní House of Assembly lọ́yà ló ní gbogbo general wọn gbogbo wọn pátápátá wọ́n ní òfin wa ò ṣiṣẹ́ tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n mú ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá dàlúrú tàbí ẹni tó kóhun tó bá ba ìlú jẹ́ tó kówó jẹ tó bá jẹ́ pé ikú ni èrè ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ni gbogbo wa ti súnkì.
ọ̀rọ̀ ìdádì ẹ̀yẹ́ kí n béèrè kankan lọ́wọ́ ìsà ilé yín jó.
nuisance lélẹ́yìí.
Foolish people also grow old. Don't ever forget that. That is why we do not give our respect to those who never hand them. When I was growing up, a lot of you, sorry if you don't understand Yoruba, I'll tell you what that man is saying. The man was telling protesters at Ojota that if Tinubu has spoken, they should go home. And they were like, he said, Nigeria will be better. I know him. I know Tinubu. Nigeria will be great. Everybody go home. Go to your houses. Okay, he has spoken. He will fix it. So that young Gen Z protester now asked him, what makes him say that? He said he knows Tinubu. That when Tinubu was 25 years old, Awolowo saw him. That he was the only person that was only getting A1. And that was how Awolowo made him a senator. Now, so that they tell this apologists. And you know something? These are the Olori Brukus, Agba Yagba Ofu, Agba Ushi, Agba Ishe, and Agba Contonions, right? That have sort of misinformed so many young people with lies, fabricated nonsense. And people didn't even ask them questions, you know, when we're growing up, we just like, let me tell you something. You see, MK Abiola, they kill Abiola Nio. Abiola Oremekunu. Oremekunu. If Abiola wanted to make Nigeria the greatest country in the world, that's why they kill him. Okay, how? Tell us. Those protesters were asking that old man to give them 3 things that he has seen that gave him that impression that Tinubu will fix Nigeria. They said he should give them 3 things. The next thing, he went on to, see, all these people at the National Assembly, see, in this country, if we all obey the law and we deal with people who are doing bad things, see, corruption since 1960, they asked him to just tell them 3 things that gave him that confidence that Tinubu will fix Nigeria. And that's how they do. I don't know if you have some of these as friends or uncles or what have you. Those ones who are telling you that you don't understand. Nigeria, see, give Tinubu time. When you start engaging them, they are educated people sometimes, though. Rather than them to actually give you something reasonable, argumentative, no. They will be making up lies and nonsense, and they will and most of them will even tell you, see, this country has spoiled for so long. And that is why you must not let the Igbos deceive you. I say, I said there for 3 good reasons. 3 things, Terry. Maybe I'm not saying it. Okay, make it 2. 2 points that you have seen that in another few months, Nigeria is going to be all right than this. Now you wanted to make me talk about Igbos. That's what they do. They do not, they are so exhausting. Right? Anyway, thank you so much, everyone. I think we've had a very long stretch. My time is up. It is exactly 3 hours. And I've also understood that a lot of us are trying to buy your ticket, and you are finding it difficult to buy your ticket on Eventbrite for the Yoruba Union Summit in Glasgow this month. Now, I'm going to do a demonstration on that, possibly tomorrow. And if you are planning to come for the summit in Glasgow and you really want to be there, I would advise that keep your bank card closer, okay? So that when I do the demonstration and all of that on the screen with you, you could easily just use that chance, right? And then secure your own tickets. We only have just about 18 days to kick off. 18 days. And I hope you make it down too, right? Thank you so much, everyone. Usually we will take calls, but not tonight. Tomorrow. I'm going to be here. I'll try my best to be here as early as I can. However, you can count on me. Whatever goes down tomorrow, I will bring you the first half of it by 2 p.m. tomorrow. Yeah. And if you don't want to miss that, maybe you should subscribe to my channel. I'm just saying, right? So thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening or maybe your night and get yourselves ready for tomorrow. It is going to be a big, significant day. Thank you and good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun dayari Political. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀gọ̀lọ́mọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.